Hi everybody, it's Chef Sally. I am getting ready as promised to make my brisket fried rice. So bear with me, I'm losing my voice. My allergies and sinuses are wreaking havoc on me this week, so I apologize. And I apologize for the noise from the fan. I know it gets kind of loud and it's annoying, so maybe one day I'll figure out how to fix that. So we're going to start off. These are mostly leftovers. I did my prep at the beginning of the week. So I chopped up a bunch of vegetables, and I've got actually some frozen peas and carrots that I'll use as well. So this is mostly leftovers. I'm going to take some leftover rice, just some white rice. You can use brown rice if you want to. You can also use quinoa. And I've already preheated my skillet. So I didn't put much oil in the bottom. I just used a little bit of cooking spray because the goal with fried rice is you want it to stick. You want that caramel brown crusty rice. So I don't put a lot of oil in there, and I don't use a non-stick skillet. So I'm going to dump my rice in there. I'm also going to dump in some chopped onion. This is about half a cup of chopped white onion. And I'm going to put in about, that looks like about a cup and a half of leftover chopped brisket. I'm going to pop that in here. And I'm going to move these out of the way. And then I'm going to add a little bit of seasoned rice vinegar, just a couple of teaspoons. It doesn't take much. I'm going to add some soy sauce. Go ahead and add that in there to give it some flavor. And this is going to meld with the smokiness of the brisket. It's going to be delicious. I also use a citrus-infused soy sauce called ponzu. And this gives it kind of a citrusy flavor. It just gives it a little different flavor than traditional fried rice. And then I'm going to take my tongs. And I'm just going to start moving it around a little bit. I'm going to distribute it in the pan, kind of break up that brisket, because you want to heat everything through, and you also want the rice to start toasting. I'm just going to put that in there. I'm going to turn up the heat just a little bit. I've got it on medium-high now. Again, I have to be mindful of the smoke detector in my apartment, so it takes a little bit longer than it would on a gas stove. I really miss my gas stove. Okay, and then I'm just going to let it sit, and I'm going to leave it alone for a minute. I'm also going to add in, I chopped up some sugar snap peas earlier this week to go in with some of my salads and other bowls that I do during the week. So I'm just going to dump what's left in there. I'm holding off on the peas and carrots and also the green onion because it won't take very long for that to cook, and I don't want them to be mushy. So all I want to do with the peas and carrots is just kind of heat them through. So I'm going to stir this around a little bit more. And give it just another couple minutes. You can look at it and see how pretty that is. You can add some more color if you wanted to. Some chopped peppers. Pretty much any vegetable you like. Broccoli is really good in fried rice. And I'm going to go ahead and add in, just so they can start heating, my peas and carrots. And I just spilled them all over the counter, so that's awesome. I'm just going to add them to the top and just let them start heating through. And I'll have to clean up that mess in a minute. And it's starting to sizzle, so I'm going to just stir it up a little bit. And that rice is starting to crisp up. It is so pretty. And then the carrots just add a pop of color as well. So I am stirring this up, scraping the rice off the bottom. You do want to scrape up all that crusty brown stuff because it's so good. My peas and carrots are almost heated through. I'm going to go ahead and add some green onion. I just chopped up a bunch of green onion at the beginning of the week so I can use it to garnish different dishes. And then I'm going to start making a little well in the middle. Just kind of clear things out. And I'm going to make my, dump my eggs in here. I have 3 eggs that I just beat slightly, and I'm going to put them in the middle, and don't worry about it sticking to the bottom. It's totally fine. I'm going to add a little more soy sauce, and you'll notice I haven't added any salt. That's because the soy sauce has plenty of salt in it, and you really don't need it. So I'm just going to drizzle a little bit more soy sauce in here. And then I'm going to take a spatula, just because it's easier to scrape things up with the spatula. I'm going to let the eggs sit for a minute because you basically want to scramble the eggs. So I'm just going to let them stick to the bottom for just a minute. I'm going to start stirring them up. This is a super fast dish. Shouldn't take you more than about 10 minutes if you're using strictly leftovers and frozen vegetables. As long as you've already prepped everything ahead of time. It shouldn't take long at all. Okay, and then I'm just going to start scraping it up and incorporating the egg with the rice. This is so good. Just going to keep stirring. Because you don't want the rice to be wet. You want it to dry out with that egg so that you basically just have little pieces of scrambled egg in with your rice. And I apologize, I'm going to have to turn my fan up because my smoke alarm is going to go off any minute. I'm hoping I can beat it out so that it doesn't go off before I finish. When you're using leftover rice, make sure it's not too soft. So I would use, this was a short grain white, a long grain white rice, just regular basmati rice. You could also use those little microwavable pouches of minute rice. Those are perfect. You don't even have to stick it in the microwave. It's already cooked. And if you just throw it in the skillet, as soon as you open it, without putting it in the microwave, it's got the right texture for fried rice. This looks so good. Okay. This is done. That was so fast. Super easy. Now I'm going to plate it. Let me grab a spoon. Turn the heat off. And then I'm just going to take some of this rice. I'm going to be sharing this with neighbors. And then I'm going to put my toppings on here. I'm going to move this off the heat so it will stop smoking. And I'm going to turn my vent fan off. And now I'm going to take a little more green onion and top it. You can't see what I'm doing, can you? And then I'm going to take some sriracha and just put a little drizzle. I don't like a lot of heat, but I do like a little bit. And it helps if you open it. Just drizzle a little bit of the sriracha on here. And then I'm going to take some barbecue sauce. And I'm going to drizzle a little bit of that on here as well. And there you have it. Barbecue fried rice. I hope you enjoy it. Let me know if you try something like this. I'd love to hear your comments on my video. And have a great weekend.